you all love listening to poetry, don't you?
Sir, what are figures of speech?
Well, poetic devices or figures of speech are certain terms used to provide stylized and specialized meaning to words used in a poem. Further, they add beauty, rhythm, and ease to the poetic expressions. Oh, it's a serious question. Still, I'll try to put it in a simpler manner. A poet is a beautician, and a poem is a girl. And the poet-beautician beautifies the poem girl using poetic devices like simile, metaphor, personification, hyperbole, alliteration, and so on, just like a beautician uses lipstick, Fair and Lovely, face powder, and so on. Well, there are different kinds of figures of speech or poetic devices. But at school level, let's discuss only a few of them. They are mainly simile, metaphor, personification, alliteration, hyperbole, oxymoron, and so on. Let's see in detail how they are employed in poetry. In one of his famous plays, William Shakespeare says, "All the world is a stage and all the men and women merely players." In this line, the poet considers the world as a stage and men and women as actors and actresses. This way of considering one thing for another in poetry is called a metaphor. And metaphor is an implied comparison. Let's see some more instances for metaphor in poetry. See these sentences? The snow is a white blanket. The snow is a white blanket. The calm lake was a mirror. The calm lake was a mirror. Here, snow is treated as blanket and the calm lake is treated as a mirror. This kind of treating or considering one thing for another thing is called metaphor. Well, Gauri, can you repeat after me like this? 7 sisters slept soundly on the stretch of sand. 7 sisters slept soundly on the stretch of sand. I have 5 faithful friends in France. I have 5 faithful friends in France.
7 sisters slept soundly on the stretch of sand. 7 sisters slept soundly on the stretch of sand. I have 5 faithful friends in France. I have 5 faithful friends in France.
Wonderful. See, in these lines, some consonant sounds get repeated. So, if a particular initial consonant sound gets repeated in consecutive words in a verse line is called alliteration. Now let's make a slight change in the lines we quoted earlier. That is, all the world is like a stage and men and women are like players. When we put like this, we compare the stage and the world and men and women as the actors and actresses. This way of open comparison between two things in poetry is called a simile. Simile comes from the word similar. Normally, the word like and as are used for open comparison in simile. Let's take a look at some examples for simile. I feel like a fish out of water. I feel like a fish out of water. Her eyes are shining like diamonds. Her eyes are shining like diamonds. Her hair is as black as night. Her hair is as black as night. It was as big as an elephant. It was as big as an elephant. In these expressions, one thing is directly compared to another thing using like or as. This practice of comparison between two things is called simile in poetry.